SwayamPrabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to this course on Signages and Wayfinding. In today's session, we will be covering our lecture 10, which talks about innovation, research, project and future technology. My name is Sneh. I am an associate professor from Manipal University, Jaipur. Before going into the deep, let's understand what are the topics which we will be covering today. We will be going through the various research in the field of signages and wayfindings, what are the observational studies done in the field and how they are being done. Then we will be also discussing what and in what way the survey and questionnaires takes place, interviews and what is a focus group, how the experimental design takes place. We will be also discussing the case studies in signages and wayfinding research, the research in various project type, be it hospitals, institutionals and various other building type. What are the technical innovations, the digital signages and wayfinding, eye tracking and other innovative future trends. Before going into directly onto the topic, let's take a quick recap what we have studied in the last lectures. In last lectures, we have talked about till now what are the signages and wayfinding, what is the significance, what is their role, what are various models, various theories, what is environmental graphic design, what are the various transit trip layouts, building analysis, how to choose the colors, contrast and finishes, what is a way of classification in the field of signages and wayfindings, how the development and innovations take place, especially in the field of pictograms, what is the difference in cultural and regional influences on signages, how to do the material selections and technical requirements of the signages, how to do the calculations of various signage types to find their sizes, font sizes and locations. We also have covered the overall design development process, how to design the signage, and we have covered project coordination and deliverables, what delivery we have to do, what softwares we have to use. In the last lecture, we have covered signages for all, that is, what is universal design, what is accessible design, how are they connected, how are they integrated, and various strategies for placement of these signages, what is the tactile signages, and how these tactile installation happens. Okay, now let's get back to today's session. The first thing we will be covering in this is research in the field of signages and wayfinding. In this, we will be looking at how researchers study navigation, aids like signages, maps, and why the research matters for making navigation easier. First of all, let's talk about why this research is important. Signage and wayfinding helps us in finding way around in places like cities, hospitals, malls, understanding how people use these signs and can help us making them better, so we can navigate more easily and efficiently. Now, let's get into the method of researches used for study the signages and wayfinding. We can use different techniques to gather information about how people navigate and use signs. This can include watching people in real-world situation, asking them questions in surveys or in the form of interviews, or even tracking their overall movement with using the technology like GPS or eye tracking devices. By using these methods, we can learn about what works and what does not work as far as signage is concerned. This helps us in creating signages that are more efficient, effective, and user-friendly. Research in signages and wayfinding is crucial for improving the navigation experience. By studying how people use these signages and maps, we can help in making the navigation easier for everyone. Let's talk about the observational study. This method we use to understand how people interact with the signage and navigation. Observational research involves systematic observing and documenting human behavior within the real-world situation. Instead of relying on self-reported data, one can directly observe the people action and their behaviors. To conduct observational study, one has to utilize techniques such as video recording, field notes, observational mapping. These methods allow researchers to capture detailed information about how individuals navigate and interact with signage and different contexts. For example, imagine a study conducted in a shopping mall. You might use video surveillance to observe how visitors respond to the directional signages and make some navigational decisions. They could, analyze the footage to identify common navigation patterns, such as which route people take or how they interpret signage clues. By employing these observational studies, one can gain valuable insight into how people actually use the signage in real-world setting. This also helps us in creating signage systems that are more intuitive and effective, ultimately improving the navigation experience for our user. Observational studies are just one of the many researchers' methods used to study signage and wayfinding. By combining multiple methods, we can gain a comprehensive understanding of navigation, behaviors, and inform the designer for better signage system. Now, surveys and questionnaires. Let's discuss surveys and questionnaires, which are again valuable tools for gathering quantitative data on users' perception, performance, preferences, and satisfactions with signage and wayfinding systems. Surveys and questionnaires are structured instruments designed to collect data from a large number of participants in a standardized format. They allow us to gather insights into various aspects of signage effectiveness, such as readability, clarity, and navigational aids. One can carefully design surveys to address specific research questions and objectives. Questions may cover topics such as visibility of a sign, ease of understanding, helpfulness in navigation, and overall satisfaction with the signage experience. Let's take an example. Imagine a city we want to study, which is aimed to assess the effectiveness of the directional sign in a city center. One could design an online survey and distribute it to the pedestrians who have recently navigated the area. The survey might include questionnaires or the questions asking participants to rate the readability of the sign, the clarity of directional information, and their satisfaction with the overall signage. By analyzing the survey responses, one can quantify users' perception, preferences regarding signage and wayfinding systems. They can identify areas where signage is effective and areas where improvements are needed, guiding future design decisions. Surveys and questionnaires complement each other. Research method by providing quantitative data that can be analyzed statically. This allows us to draw conclusions about the journal population's perception and preferences regarding signages, helping to inform evidence-based design practices. In totality, the survey and questionnaires are some of the valuable tools for conducting quantitative data and user perception, preferences and satisfactions with signage and wayfinding system. Let's go back to the another one tool, which is interviews and focus group. Interviews and focus group allows us to gain deeper insights into users' attitudes, beliefs and experience with signage and wayfinding. Quantitative research method focuses on understanding the meaning and the interpretation people attach to their experience. Interviews and focus group are particularly useful for exploring the subjective perspective of individual or group. During interview, one can engage one-to-one conversations with participants, asking open-ended questions to encourage the detailed responses. This allows participants to express their thoughts, feelings and experiences related to signage and wayfinding in their own words. Focus group, on the other hand, involve group discussions facilitated by a moderator. Participants share their views and opinions in collaborative setting by providing rich insights through interactions and dialogues. By utilizing these interviews and focus group, one can cover underlying motives, challenges and unmet needs related to wayfindings. These methods enable researcher or the signage designers to delve deeper into the factors influencing user perceptions and behavior regarding signage. Let's take an example. There is a study conducted at a transportation hub. One can conduct interviews to the commuters to understand their frustration with existing signages and gather suggestions for improvement. Through these interviews, one can uncover uncommon things, common pain points, identify opportunities to enhance the signage experience for the users. Quantitative research method complement quantitative approaches. Since interviews and focus group helps in getting the qualitative data, we can anytime using this quantitative methods, we can utilize the qualitative data and come up with good statistical answers. By capturing rich and detailed narratives, interviews and focus group contribute to a deeper understanding for user needs and preferences. So, with the help of interviews and focus group, our valuable qualitative research method for exploring users' attitude, belief and experience with signages and wayfinding. Through open-ended questions and focus group discussions, one can uncover valuable insights that inform the design of more effective signage solutions. Experimental design. Experimental design is conducted through controlled experiment, where one can systematically manipulate one or more variables and observe the effect of experiment and participants' behavior on or their performances. This allows us to establish cause and effect relationship between the variables. In this context of signage and wayfinding research, experimental design can be used to evaluate the impact of different signage designs, layouts, information formats on navigation, efficiency, comprehension and decision making. Let us take an example where we want to conduct an experiment where participants are presented with various signage prototypes. Each prototype represents a different design or layout with variations such as different font size, colors, symbols. Participants are then asked to navigate a simulated environment or follow directions based on the provided signage. By measuring participants' response time, accuracy and comprehension, we can assess the effectiveness of each signage prototype in guiding navigation. This allows us to identify which design feature are most effective in facilitating navigation and which may need further refinement. Experiment research provides valuable insight into the causal relationship between the signage variables and user output. By systematically manipulating the variables and controlling for external factors, one can draw more robust conclusion about effectiveness of different signage interventions. In this way, we can say that experimental design is a powerful research method for evaluating the impact of signage variables on navigation, efficacy and comprehension. By controlling and conducting experiment, one can identify effective signage design and inform evidence-based design practices. Let us take another point, which is case studies in signage and wayfinding research. Case studies provide valuable insight into real-world application of signage and wayfinding research. They offer in-depth experimentation of specific project, highlighting successes, challenges and lessons learned. For example, a notable research project is the redesigning of signages in a hospital setting. We conducted a comprehensive study to assess the effectiveness of existing signage and identify areas for improvement. By analyzing participants' feedback, conducting usability testing and collaborating with the stakeholders, we identified and developed a new signage system that improved and wayfinding efficacy and patients' satisfaction. Through case study like this, one can analyze finding and draw implications for practices. For instance, in the hospital signage designing project, researchers found that clear and concise signage significantly enhanced navigation of patients and their visitors. This underscores the importance for designing signages for priorities, user needs and preferences. Furthermore, case study also allow us to highlight innovative solutions and methodologies used in signage wayfinding research. For example, one may employ cutting-edge technology such as augmented reality or digital signages to enhance the navigation experience in complex environment. By showcasing the innovative solutions and methodologies, case study inspire future researchers and inform best practices in signage and wayfinding design. They provide valuable insights into the potential of new technologies and approaches to improve the navigation efficiency and user satisfaction. So, we can say that case studies in signage and wayfinding research offer valuable opportunities to showcase research projects, analyze findings and highlighting innovative solutions. By experimenting real-world applications of signage design, we can draw implications for practice and inspire full advancement in the field. Let's take some examples based on building type. The residential complex focus on the people visiting those complexes. It can be residents and the visitors. In such buildings, the research focuses on the areas where optimizing signages and wayfinding with the residential commuters. The objective is to assist the resident and visitors in navigating the complex layout and amenities within the residential complex, ensuring ease of access and enhancing the overall satisfaction. To achieve this objective, researchers employ various methods including resident survey, wayfinding audits and focus groups. Resident survey gather feedback from individuals living within the residential campuses, allowing researcher to understand their navigation challenges, preferences and suggestions for the improvement. Wayfinding audit involve assessing the existing signage infrastructure within the residential complex to identify area of strength and weaknesses. This may include evolving signage placements, visibility, readability and comprehensibility to assure that navigation aids effectively guide residents and the visitors. The focus group provides opportunity for residents to come together and discuss their navigation experience in a collaborative setting. Through group discussions, one can gain deeper insights into shared navigation challenges, common preferences and community specific needs. The implications of research in optimizing signage and wayfinding in residential complexes are significant. By enhancing the navigation experiences, one can improve resident satisfaction, promote community engagements and contribute to the overall quality of life within the residential neighborhood. The resident and the visitor all benefit from the improved navigation aids that makes it easier to find amenities, navigate common areas, access essential services within the residential complex. This in turn foster a sense of belonging and community cohesion and enhancing the overall residential experience. Overall, this research in optimizing the signages and wayfinding in residential complex will assist residents and visitors in navigating complex layout and amenities. By conducting resident survey, wayfinding audits and focus group, and we can identify navigation challenges, preferences, ultimately enhancing the resident satisfaction and promoting community engagement. Let us take another example of workplace environment. This focuses on supporting employee navigation, improving workplace productivity and promoting workplace safety. The research focuses on this area which centers around enhancing the signage and wayfinding within the workplace setting. The primary objective is to support the employee navigation, enhancing the workers who can easily find their way around the workplace to access the resources, facilities and amenities effectively. In addition to supporting navigation, the research aiming to improve the workplace productivity by minimizing time spent on navigation and maximizing time spent on productive tasks. Clear and effective signages can streamline workflow, reduce confusion, and optimize employees' efficiency within the corporate and industrial environment. Furthermore, promoting workplace safety is a critical objective of signage and wayfinding enhancement. Well-designed signage can alert employees to hazards, emergency exits, and safety protocols, reducing the risk in workplace accidents and injuries. To achieve these objectives, one can utilize various methods including workplace observation studies, employee surveys, ergonomic assessments, workplace observation studies involving observing employee navigation behavior, interactions with signages in real time, identifying areas for improvement and opportunities to enhance effectiveness. Employee survey gather feedback from workers regarding their navigation experiences, preferences and suggestions for improvement. This allows researchers to gain insights directly from the end user and tailor signage solutions to meet their needs effectively. All employees, including those with the disabilities or mobility limitations, can also be included. The implementation of research in enhancing the signage and wayfinding in workplace environment are significant by increasing employee satisfaction and reducing workplace accidents and optimizing workflow effectively. This solution can contribute to a positive work environment and overall organizational success. Employees benefit from improved navigation aids that makes it easier to navigate the workplace, access resources, perform tasks effectively. This is true lead to higher productivity and reduced stress, increased job satisfactions among the workers. Let's take another example of transportation hub. They are the most challenging buildings. In this, the research focuses on the area is in the center, which is centered around enhanced signages and wayfinding, where we have to streamline the signage and wayfinding in transportation hub. The main objective of such research is to inform timely to the user, facilitate efficient passenger flow and ensure the seamless connections between the different modes of the transportation. We can use certain methods like conducting passengers flow analysis, usability testing, or even the signage audits to identify navigational challenges and opportunities. We can implement by improving the traveler satisfaction. Effective signage can reduce and help in reducing the congestion and can enhance the overall transportation efficiency. Let's take an example of one of the researches done in the field of Indian context. This will actually help you in what variations the research method is applied even in the field of signages and wayfinding. So, the area of research was how to do the comprehensive evaluation of Indian railway stations signage design. In this research, the researchers have adopted three-step method where they have gone through all the codes, existing codes which relates to signages and wayfinding applicable to Indian railways. Then Simultaneously, they also identified all the international codes related to railways only and compared it. So, the comparison of Indian and international code and standards were done at the second level. After that, there was a second step where they did a non-participant observations and a case study. Non-participation observation was done in the actual setting and 2 stations were chosen to do the case study, which includes the Jaipur and Kanpur, as they are part of NSG 2 type of stations. Then they did a comprehensive analysis of existing signages and international signages, putting the actual situations. Also, the third level of comparison, that what is there in the codes, what is there in the international codes, and what is there on site. In third part of the method, they did an survey on effectiveness of the current signage system. In this survey, they gave the questionnaire so that they can calculate it in quantitative manner. They find certain observations and got the understanding of user perception, legibility and visibility status. They also identified the passengers' reliability on existing signage systems. In this research, there is a literary research pertaining to the Indian codes and standards. So, when we do the research, we can broaden the scope based on what type of a building we are working on. Modifications, inclusions are always possible. Now, let's take another kind of a building, which is recreational areas. In recreational areas, we have to focus on facilitating safe and employable experiences like hikers, cyclists and outdoor enthusiasts. This research focuses in the area which is centered around enhancing the signage and wayfinding within park or outdoor recreational spaces. The primary objective is to facilitate safe and enjoyable experience for visitors, ensuring they can navigate the natural environment with ease and confidence. In addition to facilitating safe navigation, the research also aims to promote environmental conservations and within the outdoor recreation areas. A well-designed signage can educate visitor about environmental protection practices, sensitive habitat, minimizing the impact of human activities on the natural environment. Furthermore, increasing accessibility to outdoor recreation opportunities is a critical objective of signage and wayfinding enhancement. Clear and effective signage can guide visitor to all the abilities to access the trail, the facilities and the point of interest, ensuring that everyone can enjoy outdoor activities and connected with nature. To achieve these objectives, one can utilize various methods, including trail user surveys, environmental impact assessment, GIS mapping, user surveys, can gather feedback from hikers, cyclists and other outdoor enthusiasts regarding their navigation experiences, preferences and suggestions for improvement. Environment impact assessment evaluate the potential effects of signage and wayfinding enhancement on the natural environment. One can assess factors such as habitat disturbance, soil erosions and wildlife disturbance to assess the signage solutions are environmentally sustainable. GIS mapping allows researchers to assess the spatial data and visualize trail networks, visitor use patterns and environmental features within outdoor recreation areas. This helps in identify opportunities for signage placements, trail improvements and environmental conservation effects. This implementation of research in improving the signage and wayfinding in outdoor recreation areas are significant by enhancing the visitor safety, promoting environmental conservations and increasing the accessibility to outdoor recreation opportunities. A well-designed signage solution can contribute to a positive outdoor experience and support the conservation, support long-term sustainability of natural ecosystems. Visitors can benefit from improved navigation aids that make it easier to explore outdoor recreation areas, discover scenic vistas and connect with the nature. This in turn leads to the higher satisfaction levels, increased environmental awareness and deeper attachment for outdoor spaces. So, in short, we can say that outdoor recreation areas aims to facilitate safe and enjoyable experiences for visitor to promote environmental conservation and increase accessibility to outdoor recreation opportunities. By employing the trail user surveys, environmental impact assessment and GIS mapping, one can identify navigational challenges and opportunities and implement effective signage solutions that benefit the visitor and natural ecosystems alike. Let us take another example, building type, tourist destinations. In this, the research can focus on the areas which is centered around optimizing signage and wayfinding within tourist destination, such as historical cities, sites, cultural landmarks or natural attractions. The primary objective of such spaces is to enhance the visitor orientation and assuring that tourists can navigate the destination's attractions with ease and confidence. In addition to enhancing the visitor orientation, the research can aim to promote safety within tourist destinations. Clear and effective signage can guide visitors to safe pathways, emergency exits, first aid stations, minimizing the risk of accidents and injuries. Furthermore, facilitating the cultural and historical understanding is a critical objective of signage and wayfinding enhancement in tourist destinations. A well-designed signage can provide information about significant landmark, historical events, cultural traditions, enhancing visitors' experience and fostering deeper appreciation for distinctive heritage. To achieve these objectives, one can utilize various methods including user surveys, visitor behavior analysis and stakeholders interviews. User can survey and gather feedback from the tourist regarding their navigation experiences, preferences and suggestions for improvement. Visitor behavior analysis involves observing how tourists interact with signages and wayfinding systems within the destination, identifying patterns of behavior and the area where signage improvements are needed. The stakeholders interview can allow researchers to engage with local authorities, tourism offices, their officials, cultural heritage experts to assess navigation needs and preferences for multiple perspectives. The implications of research in optimizing the signage and wayfinding in tourist destinations are significant. By enhancing the tourist experience, boosting the local tourism, economics and preserving cultural heritage site for future generations, a well-designed signage solution can contribute to the sustainable development of tourist destinations. The tourists benefit from improved navigation aids that can make it easier to explore the attractions, learn about local history, culture and connect with the destinations as a heritage. This in turn lead to higher satisfaction levels, increased spending on tourism related activities and positive impact on local economy. In short, we can say that signage and wayfinding tourist destination can aim to enhance the visitor experience, promote safety and facilitate cultural and historical understanding by conducting user survey, user behavior analysis and stakeholders interview. One can identify navigation challenges and opportunities and implement effective signage solutions that can benefit tourists and destination stakeholders alike. Let's take another building type, which is educational institutes. Focusing on optimizing the navigation for students, faculty and visitors within a campus environment. This research on educational institute can focus in this area, which is centered around enhancing signage and wayfinding within school, colleges and universities. The primary objective is to optimize the navigation within the campus environment, ensuring that students, faculty and the visitors can easily find their way to building, classrooms, offices and amenities. In addition to optimizing the navigation, the research aimed to improve campus accessibility. Clear and effective signage can guide individuals with disability to access pathways, entrances and facilities, promoting inclusive and equal access to the educational resources. Furthermore, enhancing campus safety is a critical objective of signage and wayfinding. Enhancements in education institute. A well-designed signage can provide emergency evacuation routes, safety instructions and location information to ensure that students and staff can respond effectively to emergencies. To achieve these objectives, one can employ various methods including wayfinding audits, user interviews, participatory design workshops, wayfinding audits to involve assessing the existing signage infrastructure within the campus to identify areas of strength and weaknesses. This may include evaluating the signage placements, visually, readability and comprehensibility to ensure that navigation aids effectively guide campus users. The user interviews gather feedback from students, faculty and visitors regarding their navigation experiences, preferences and challenges. This allows researchers to gain insight directly from the end user and tailor signage solution to meet their needs effectively. Participatory design workshops can engage the stakeholders including students, faculty, administrator and facility staff in the design process by contributing with campus community members. One can identify navigation challenges and opportunities, co-create design solution and foster the sense of ownership and buy-in for the signage enhancement. Implications of research enhancing signage and wayfinding in education institute are significant. By improving the campus accessibility, promoting campus safety and enhancing the overall educational experiences, a well-designed signage solution can contribute to a positive learning, environment and support student success. Student, faculty and visitor can benefit from the improved navigation aids that can make it easy to navigate the campus, access educational resources and engage in the campus. This in turn leads to a higher satisfaction levels, increased safety and a sense of belonging within the education community. Let's take the healthcare facilities. In this, the research focuses on and centered around improving the signages within the hospital and healthcare facility. The primary objective is to enhance the patient's and visitor navigation, ensuring that individual can easily find their way to clinics, departments, wards and amenities within the healthcare facility. In addition to enhancing the navigation, the research can aim to reduce the stress of the patients, the visitors. Clear and effective signage can help in reducing this anxiety by providing clear directions, reducing confusions and minimizing the time spent on searching of the location within the hospital environment. Furthermore, improving overall satisfaction with the healthcare environment, it is critical objective of the signage and wayfinding to enhance the hospital and healthcare facilities. Well-designed signage can contribute in a positive patient experience, fostering trust and confidence and comfort in healthcare setting. To achieve these objectives, one can employ various methods including user-centered design research, usability testing and feedback survey or user-centered approaches. The feedback from the surveys gathered and input from the patients, visitors and staff regarding the environment and with signage and wayfinding within the healthcare setting can help in identifying the strengths and weaknesses, allowing us to iteratively improve the signage solutions based on the feedback received. Patients and visitors can benefit from the improved navigation aids and make it easier to find their way around the healthcare setting in timely manner. This in turn can lead to a higher satisfaction level and reduce the stress in improved health outcome for patients. Let's take another example of urban environment. In this, the research focuses on understanding signage and wayfinding in urban area. The main objective can be analyzing the impact on signages and wayfinding in busy city centers like downtown districts. The various methods which can be used are observational studies, the surveys, the interviews. We can get the data on different navigation patterns of previous experiences and the user preferences. The implementation can happen by informing the urban planning and design decisions to optimize the signages in the diverse urban environment. So, this way we can do the research in different building typologies. Let's take another topic, which is technological innovations. In technological innovations, there are various roles in modern wayfinding systems of different new technologies. We can integrate the GPS, AR and other technologies. The GPS technology enables real-time locations tracking, allowing user to pinpoint their exact location and receive accurate directions to their destination. This integration enhances wayfinding precision and efficiency, particularly in outdoor environment. Their traditional signages may be limited. The augmented reality offers another dimensions to wayfinding by overlaying the digital information into a physical environment. User can access additional navigation clues, point of interest and contextual information through AR-enabled devices in enhancing the navigational experiences. However, while technology driven signage solutions offer numerous benefits. They can also present challenges. One challenge can be the privacy. Let's go on to the some important future tools. The digital signage and wayfinding is one of them. Evaluating the effectiveness of digital signage and wayfinding solution becomes easy in this. We can assess the impact of digital technology on navigation experiences in outdoor and indoor setting. We can employ usability testing, user experiences research and technology adaptation studies in evaluating the digital signage effectiveness. We can enhance the user engagement, providing the real-time information and adapt to evolve the user needs and their preferences. Next, going to the eye tracking devices. Eye tracking devices are very valuable tools in signage and wayfinding research, and they are very much in use these days, which provides insights into how individuals visually engage with process information in physical spaces. It has certain features in which attention and gaze pattern can be created, legibility and readability studies can be done, visual hierarchy analysis can be done. It can respond to the symbols and icons. We can dwell into the time and engagement. We can do the usability testing. We can do the navigation behavior study, and virtual reality simulation can also be done. There is some innovation and future technology which includes the digital signage and augmented reality, smart signage systems, machine learning and AI, mobile applications and navigation, human-centered designs, sustainable materials and technologies, data and analytics for optimization, and 3D printing for customization. In the future trend, we can do the predictions for future of signage and wayfinding, where we are using the augmented reality and various tools, AI tools, engaging technologies and methodologies from new technologies, and we can anticipate the challenges and opportunities with these new tools. Let's go to the summary, what we have covered today. We covered today the importance of signage and wayfinding research, the methodologies, the unique challenges and opportunities to access. We have gone into the various building types, what are the technological innovations in the field of digital, eye tracking and the innovation technology, and what are the future trends. This is it for this course. Thank you.
Hello everybody, welcome back, and here I am to give a preview, very short obviously, in the area of what we mean by operation research and optimizations. So, we know operation research and optimization is used generally where you have some resources and you want to utilize them in the best possible way considering what your main objective is. Now, if we stop here and go back in the past, so the obvious question comes, from where did this technique of operation research and optimization, which is an area of mathematical techniques, come into the existence. So, generally even though the work has started from areas of mathematics, economics, but generally it is considered that operation research and optimizations were very heavily used and it became popular during World War II in trying to schedule different resources, manpower, armaments, considering there were resource constraints, time constraints and space constraints and so on and so forth. Now, for the general public, it should be aware that we consider from the academic point of view, there are different people, very famous people who have worked, but George Danzig is considered the father who really proposed the technique of linear programming as a very nice tool where you can use operation research techniques in order to optimize the resources which are there depending on different constraints which you have. And after that, things have really moved very fast, they have been developing throughout the world, they have been usage, they are different type of societies, so on and so forth. And in course of time we see and we still find exciting areas of application, but theoretically there has been a growth in techniques like robust optimization, stochastic optimization, dynamic programming, parametric programming, nonlinear programming, so on and so forth, and they are used depending on the concept and the areas of application which we see for either finance, for marketing, for scheduling, for engineering field, and so on and so forth. Now, application of OR and optimization, if somebody asks, is a very difficult question to answer, because if I start now, it will almost take about 1 hour to give you all the areas of application of optimization and operation research are. But to keep it very brief, considering that you are all ready and eager to take that as a subject, I will just highlight the areas of applications, some of which are in scheduling, in assignment problem, in facility location, like you want to build up a factory, you want to build up some storehouse, so on and so forth. It is used in network flows, like you want to transport some goods, transport manpower from one area to another area. So, how we will try to basically do it in the best possible way. What is best would obviously depend on how you are trying to use optimization as a tool in different areas. It can be used, operation research and optimization can be used in health services, in financial portfolio management, asset liability management, game theory, and so on and so forth. Now, in the recent past, even though it is very well known, but still I would like to highlight the point that the computing powers and the techniques of operation research and obviously in statistics has exponentially grown. And with very sophisticated programming being available, like we know that there is MATLAB, there is R, there is SAS, which are different type of optimization tools. We see nowadays that operation research and optimization is also used in health sciences, in gene replication theory, in area of say for example prediction of weather, in the area of say for example prediction of earthquake, how you find out the best possible way to take actions such that it meets your overall demand. Say for example in prediction of earthquakes, you would like to basically build up your houses, build up the dams, build up the overall locations of people staying in different localities in such a way that the minimization of the losses are sustained. Furthermore, after the advent of computing and advent of different techniques, we see many meta heuristic and heuristic techniques are very heavily used in parlance of operation research and optimization by joining them together such that you get the best benefit. So, if the question arises what are the meta heuristic techniques, I would again be very brief, because again there is a huge amount of literature, huge amount of application areas, huge amount of research which are being done in the area of genetic algorithm, taboo search, ant colony optimization, simulated annealing, then in the area of particle swarm optimization, in the area of artificial immune system, and so on and so forth. In the coming years, it is thought, and definitely with some positive viewpoint, that the area of multi-criteria decision making and multi-objective programming, where you use different type of tools and use the different advancement of optimization which has been made in such a way that you can basically optimize two different objective functions which are there in front of you, such that either if considering the area of finance, you can either maximize your return for the portfolio or minimize the risk also, or say for example you want to basically have a layout such that minimization of cost is one factor and the maximization of say for example benefit which accrues to different type of users in this overall layout can be attained at the same time. So, obviously it means that what we are seeing is a huge application of optimization along with different type of computing and heuristic techniques, such that in years to come this area of optimization would become one of the best tools where you accrue and get the benefits in the best possible way. And I am sure that the students or the participants who will take this course will find it an exciting add-on to their CVs and to their curriculum vitae, such that they can understand the techniques, how they can be used in the best possible practical sense. Thank you.